They are etched deep into the human genetic memory as a primal fear. Every time they gather, they carry with them a shadow of death, more terrifying than AIDS, more devastating than war. This is the dreaded locust plague. But how can a tiny insect bring catastrophic disaster to hundreds of millions of people across the globe? The desert locust, when solitary, is harmless, just another insect, a favorite meal for birds. But in regions of long-term drought, when rare rains arrive, the barren land suddenly bursts. The fresh sprouts release an inviting fragrance, and that triggers the hatching mechanism of locusts. The larvae crawl out of the soil, green in color, gentle in nature while living alone. But when their density reaches 20 per square meter, something terrifying happens. They switch into a collective transformation mode. Their color changes into a warning yellow, fells predators. And if a hungry bird insists on attacking, the locusts quickly convert it into deadly hydrogen cyanide. Birds that eat them suffer convulsions, vomiting, and even death. With no natural enemies left and perfect conditions to grow, the locusts begin their massive march and reproduce at 10 times the normal rate. In no time, their numbers multiply by staggering magnitudes, evolving into an enormous army of locusts. Every day, they march across the ground 1 to 2 kilometers, devouring everything in their path with unstoppable force. But soon, food on the ground becomes limited. To survive, the army prepares for its next terrifying transformation. They climb toward higher ground, preparing for their ultimate mutation. Normally, desert locusts need at least a month to grow wings and reach maturity. But once they swarm, their development accelerates, as if someone pressed the fast-forward button. They mature several times faster than normal. Their mouths evolve into a double structure, outer jaws with saw-like edges to slice plants, inner tube-like parts to suck out fluids, even cactus spines. Then the entire army will take to the skies. This becomes a super swarm of 200 billion locusts, the largest seen on Earth in nearly 70 years. With wings, their appetite grows even more terrifying. A single desert locust eats its own body weight in food every day. And the swarm? Together, they consume over 400,000 tons of food daily. For comparison, Argentina, with a population of 45 million, consumes about 410,000 tons per day. The scale of destruction is unimaginable. Once airborne, locusts travel close to 100 kilometers per day. Wherever they go, the skies darken. Fields and towns vanish under their shadow. They sweep across nations like a living plague. Crops and vegetation are stripped bare. Once locusts pass through, famine follows. Though locusts are high in protein and cooking neutralizes their toxins, their migration speed makes it impossible for humans to harvest them in large numbers. Throughout history, locust plagues have triggered countless famines. Most shocking of all, the desert locust can even ride seasonal monsoons, crossing the Red Sea, even flying over the Himalayas. Their resilience is beyond imagination. They can devastate areas over 350,000. When food finally runs out, the swarm itself collapses. But before death, the females use their abdomens to dig into soft sand and bury hundreds of eggs in secret. These eggs can lie dormant underground for up to 15 years. Even if the land dries up to dust, as long as there is one rainfall of more than 20 millimeters, the hatching cycle restarts, and the nightmare of locust plagues begins all over again.